with the midfielder attracting interest from several Premier League heavyweights. According to Caught Offside, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester City are also monitoring his situation, and Brighton could demand a fee in the region of $48 million. With the summer transfer window approaching, Arsenal may look to strengthen their squad as they continue their push for the Premier League crown. Mikel Arteta's men recently underlined their title ambitions with an emphatic 4-1 victory over Tottenham Hotspur away from home, a result that further boosted confidence around the Emirates. Eberechi Eze and Victor Gyökeres both struck twice. In that dominant display in North London, Arsenal I long-term addition in Hinshelwood is viewed as a player who could enhance Arsenal's depth ahead of next season. The 20-year-old's versatility stands out, as he is capable of operating in midfield or across the defensive line. Such flexibility would make him a valuable asset in Arteta's system. An England youth international, Hinshelwood has progressed through Brighton's academy and has spent his entire career with the Seagulls so far. Born in Worthing, he featured consistently across various youth levels before breaking into the senior squad. He signed his first professional contract in 2023 and made his top-flight debut that same year against Aston Villa. Since then, he has accumulated 67 appearances in all competitions, contributing 9 goals, including 1 this season. Given the growing interest from elite clubs, Brighton could face a serious challenge in retaining him, despite his contract running until 2028. When he last extended his deal, former technical director David Weir praised his professionalism and development, highlighting his exemplary attitude and smooth transition into the first team. Injuries limited his minutes this term, but the club expects him to be fully fit for pre-season. UEFA regulations clarify Hincapie's situation. Meanwhile, Arsenal's attention is also on the Champions League draw, where they will learn their last 16 opponents and potential route to the final in Budapest. The Gunners could be paired with Bayer Leverkusen, Borussia Dortmund, or Atalanta, depending on the outcome of the playoff ties. If Arsenal were drawn against Bayer Leverkusen, questions might arise regarding the eligibility of loan defender Piero Hincapie. The Ecuadorian joined Arsenal on loan from the German side last September, with a $45 million option to buy included in the agreement. However, unlike Premier League regulations, UEFA rules permit loan players to face their parent clubs. That means Hincapie would be eligible to play against Leverkusen should the two sides meet. Similar precedents exist. Philippe Coutinho famously scored twice for Bayern Munich against Barcelona in the 2019-20 quarterfinals, and Thibaut Courtois featured for Atletico Madrid against Chelsea in the 2013-14 semifinals. From a sporting perspective, Leverkusen may represent an appealing draw for Arsenal. The Bundesliga side have experienced an inconsistent campaign, sitting 6th in the table after parting ways with Erik ten Hag earlier in the season. Under new boss Kasper Hjulmand, performances have stabilized, though they struggled to score. In their recent European tie against Olympiacos, despite progressing, Borussia Dortmund, on the other hand, have been in strong domestic form, losing just once in their opening 23 Bundesliga fixtures as they chase leaders Bayern Munich. Arsenal are also familiar with Atalanta, having played out a goalless draw in Bergamo last season, a match in which David Raya produced a stunning double save to deny Matteo Retegui from the penalty spot. Arsenal's momentum continues. Optimism remains high at the Emirates as Arsenal compete on multiple fronts. The club have launched a new podcast, Seeing Red, featuring chief football writer John Cross and Arsenal reporter Tom Canton, offering in-depth analysis and reflections on Arteta's side. With Arsenal challenging in the Premier League and Champions League and still active in domestic cup competitions, excitement among supporters is palpable. Whether it is transfer speculation, tactical adjustments, VAR debates, or standout individual performances, the Gunners are firmly in the spotlight as they pursue major honors this season. Arsenal prospect Teshaun Marisa has spoken about the influence Declan Rice has had on his growth after putting pen to paper on his first professional contract earlier this week. Marisa, who first joined Arsenal as a 6-year-old, has spent more than a decade working his way through the Hale End Academy system before, earning his maiden pro deal. Reflecting on the milestone, the young midfielder highlighted how valuable it is to have established first-team figures to look up to. "I think it makes a big difference when there are senior players in the first team you can model yourself on," he explained. "It gives you something concrete to chase, a level you want to reach, and a standard you aim to match." Players like Declan Rice, in particular, are always willing to offer advice. They share little details and guidance about what it takes to reach their level. Since arriving at the club, Marisa has steadily climbed through the youth ranks and become an important presence at academy level. His development has been marked by consistent performances across various age groups. He was part of the side that lifted the U16 Premier League Cup and also featured in the FA Youth Cup clash against Manchester United at the Emirates Stadium. Valuable experience for a young player still honing his craft. Having lined up alongside highly regarded talents such as Max Dowman, Marisa will now be aiming to continue progressing and push towards the senior squad. Dowman is already widely tipped as a future first-team regular, and Marisa will be eager to follow a similar path and stake his own claim in the years ahead.